In the small, unassuming town of Cedar Glen, surrounded by dense and ancient woods, lived a recluse named Eliza. She was mysteriously drawn to the forest, a place feared by the townsfolk due to the strange echoes that emanated from its depths. Some said the echoes were the whispers of lost souls, while others believed they were warnings from something far more sinister. Eliza's curiosity had always been stronger than her fear. One cold, foggy evening, she decided to venture into the heart of the forest, armed with nothing but a flashlight and her notebook. The trees towered over her, their twisted branches like skeletal fingers reaching for the sky. As she walked deeper, the echoes grew louder, almost forming words, but she couldn't quite make them out. The path grew narrower, and Eliza stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin. Its windows were shattered, and the door hung loosely on its hinges. She hesitated for a moment, but decided to enter. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay and neglect. Dust-covered furniture and yellowed photographs adorned the room. Eliza felt a shiver run down her spine as she noticed the photographs depicted the same face, hers. Panic surged through her, but she convinced herself it was a trick of the mind, a mere coincidence. Eliza turned to leave and found the echoes were no longer just whispers. They were calling her name. Terrified, she bolted out of the cabin and ran blindly through the forest, the flashlight casting erratic beams of light. The trees seemed to close in on her, their branches snagging at her clothes and hair. Eventually, she reached a clearing and collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath. The echoes had stopped, replaced by an eerie silence. As she lay there, trying to gather her thoughts, she noticed something glinting in the moonlight. Crawling towards it, she uncovered an old, tarnished locket. Inside was a faded photograph of a woman who looked exactly like her. Suddenly, the forest was alive with movement. Shadows danced around her, and the air was filled with the echoes again, clearer this time. "Come back," they said. "Come back to us." Eliza realized with dawning horror that the forest had no intention of letting her leave. The trees seemed to bend and twist, blocking her path. She stumbled backward, dropping the locket as a cold hand clamped onto her shoulder. Turning slowly, Eliza came face to face with a spectral figure, its hollow eyes staring into her soul. "You belong with us now," it whispered. Before she could scream, the forest swallowed her whole, and Cedar Glen's echoes claimed another lost soul.